place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the heart of the show them around. Right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're less something about their servos locking up, they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. It's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe. You know? Now, concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman, if anything, is the fact that characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross-beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death. The only parts of you that would likely see the light of day would be your eyeballs, teeth, and pop out the front of the ass. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary. Conserve power. Alright, good night. talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become active as the week progresses. It might be a good idea to get those cameras while I talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. Interesting enough, Freddy himself doesn't come off stage very often. I've heard he becomes a lot more active in the dark, though, so hey, that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using door lights. There are blind spots in your camera view, and those blind spots have to be right outside your doors. So if you can't find something or someone on your camera, be sure to check the door light. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. Also, check on the pertinent pirate code